All right, sorry, I had to dampen you all too. Sorry. All right, we're back. We're good. We're good. Oh, well, okay. I didn't hear it.
Sorry about that, guys.
I had my audio turned down because my audio was like super loud. All right, let's try this again. You're not going to hear anything right now.
There's no music here.
Yeah, there's no music till we start.
Yeah. We're yelling at our tech guy in the background real quick, folks. Sorry about that. It's not his fault, but we're yelling at him anyway.
All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. And now you should actually have music.
It'd be a real shame to do this without music because the music in this game is amazing.
Yeah.
Music.
Protected by him, the guardian of this world. A symphony, a magical melody, ensuring the world will have peace. His inspiration, his muse was always beside him. She fell prey to what she didn't understand. While he worked upon his throne, thinking that
Hey, we got the good thing. Sweet. All right. Welcome to Karmaflow, the rock opera video game. If that intro did not give you an idea of what you're in for, well, this definitely will. This is a hard rock / gothic metal based music game. It is not a rhythm game, it is a music game. Thus, being an opera, what you're going to hear is basically all the cutscenes have original composition and from actual hard rock musicians in the gothic and symphonic metal world. We'll get into that here in a little bit. The narrator is actually voiced by Charlotte Vessels, formerly of Delane. She just recently, as of last year, became a solo artist. Delane, I believe, was from was from Denmark, I think. So we're gonna go ahead and fly all the way over here. And this is kind of our tutorial mode. We skip a lot of tutorial modes, and we skip as many songs as we possibly can. This is Boss Dolmas. He is a solo artist. And was... I saw that randomly. All right. I have to make sure I do this right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Boston was a solo artist, mostly who was also found from one of the composers of this game, Eva von Digk. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, that's why I spelled it out. Who actually was working with the Metropole Orchette in the mid-2000s and came up with this original composition of another rock opera called Xystus, and that's where he met Boss Dolmas, Simone Simmons, etc., etc. I took a safety stare there recently because in the past this game has had a tendency to not work properly in terms of they patched yet not patched an invisible wall right there, and it worked fine. We actually are using an earlier patch, but for some odd reason recently I was learning that I somehow can't get past that section, so we're gonna basically skip as many songs as we can and skip a lot of the tutorial section. And so now we have the ability to fly. So I'm going to be dashing and I'm going to be flying throughout basically the majority of this game. So casually, we would end up going that direction where the game kind of puts us, but we're not because we're speedrunners. You want to go fast. So we're going to take this path. And again, like this is kind of like you're supposed to be here earlier. Basically, instead of doing the skip, we were supposed to go the other way to learn how to fly. So I'm going to do this. This is probably the
that
hardest
first
trick in
skip
the game.
cuts a ton out of the game.
Yeah. So the controls in this game aren't the best in the sense that you have to double jump sometimes. And a lot of times the game will be like, oh, you jumped already, but you didn't, so it registers a double jump. And it's sometimes real annoying. This is very irritating. Yeah, I was afraid I wasn't going to get it there. That's fine. Sometimes I can get that first try. We're going out of bounds, and if you know anything about going out of bounds in video games, they can either be super simple or very, very, very tricky. Also, I do not like the camera angles today. As of right now, we haven't really found an actual like frame of or a pixel of reference on where we need to go. Naturally, we're not supposed to be here. This is out of bounds, or really like in between bounds, I guess. And then we quickly go right back in. That skips a couple songs. It skips a couple scenes. In a little bit, I'll kind of explain the plot. So basically, right now, I'll say this. You are the Karma Keeper. And you are basically judge, jury, and executioner of these 5 worlds. So you're going to hear both sides of an argument for each individual level, all done through song. And then you're going to make a decision. Your decision kind of has an impact on how the game will end. Or really, how each individual world will end. Because every decision has a different variance of ending. Now, we're going to be really, really careful here. Where am I at? Hold on. Where am I at? All right. That's new. Did I actually go too far?
It almost looks like you missed that trigger.
No, because it should have loaded by now. There it is. Okay. I guess I just went a little bit too far. That's new. Oh well. So 1, 2. There we go. Sometimes this little area will kick you out. So this is a puzzler platformer. And by that basically means there's a lot of platforming and there's a lot of puzzles in here. That was one puzzle. We skipped about 3 or 4 puzzles, I believe. The one big puzzle with that would have basically put us into a situation to where you'll see the wind here being echoed by low brass instruments. And earlier we were supposed to solve a puzzle that basically told us, hey, wind means that it pushes things. So when you go there, you're going to be pushed.
Yeah, wind blows.
This is true. I know I have a lot of other musicians in here, so I believe the person who I asked to be on my couch, quote unquote, is also a musician.
I just shout a lot, and then people say like, "Wow, you're a really great singer." So, I guess that's called music.
Okay, we have to take this life here. Also, I didn't mention that the karma points here kind of give life and take away life. So if it's purple, it means that it's essentially dead, and that we don't have its life. And then if it's orange, that means that it is life. So this is our conductor. The first world has two characters, the Muse and the conductor. The Muse is actually by Mark Hudson, who is the current lead singer of Dragon Force. If you know anything about Dragon Force, it's mostly Through the Fire and Flames from Guitar Hero 3. It's probably the best way to describe who they are. I got stuck in the middle again. That's fine. And then the Muse is actually Alicia Whiteglue's of Arch Enemy. Very, very, very famous Canadian band. This is also a very, very large. This is also a very, very long puzzle that. Oh, come on! Quit doing the double jumping. That teaches you kind of all that's going on. But in reality, the way this thing is built, you can just kind of clip right through You can just clip right through, and just grab those two things, and you solve the puzzle immediately. And again, all the music here is originally is an all original composition from the Metropole Orket, which is the Netherlands big orchestra. They've worked with a lot of heavy metal musicians in the past. So, if you were saying something, Cammy?
I was gonna say, I think that's one of my favorite skips in the game, because even when I was playing it casually, I just did that skip anyway.
Yeah. You'll see me a lot of times do a lot of skips and stuff like that, and a lot of times you'll see me, like what I'm about to do, is take a path that's not supposed to be there to get to where I need to go. So we can go the other way and do a really, really ugly boss fight with the conductor. And the boss fights here are actually really cool, because again, everything here is basically rhythm-based, or not really rhythm-based, but music-based. So it has, like I said, a completely original soundtrack. Considering it's an opera, the entire game is done through vocals, through music. And I'm going to be a little quiet here because this section is a little tight. You can dash through here, but the way this thing's going right now, I'd rather not, because it's, as you can see, the hitbox for this is very light. One wrong move and you're falling off, and it's not a fun journey. So now we're up here. I'm going to jump once. Thank you, game, for making me jump once. Then we're going to dash onto here. Move up here a little bit. And this completely skips the boss fight and pretty much the rest of World 1. And we're going to go right here. And remember when I was talking about we have unskippable cutscenes? This is a 3-minute, roughly, unskippable cutscene with some amazing rock and metal music from Mark Hudson and Alicia Whiteglue's. If you want to sit back and enjoy the music, Cammy, you can. I'm going to be a little silent while I drink some water.
God, I love this soundtrack.
I really should have a donation incentive at some point to actually sing the conductor's parts.
You know, I would pay for that.
Yeah.
Is there a run of this that's like all songs? Is there an all songs percentage?
That's kind of hard to do. Well, no, right now there's only any percent for both Act 1, Act 2, and the whole game. I've been trying to do a true ending, because if you choose the right endings, you'll end up getting a different song at the end. So we don't take that because it's a little bit slower. But I'm worried that the World 2 glitch will be ineffective if we do that, so I have to really work with that. So again, you'll see here we have two different choices, which gives me two different versions of the song. We can infuse to free the conductor, or we can extract to actually help the muse. Now, because we're speedrunning this is actually a little bit faster, because we're actually gonna free the conductor. This is, I believe, from the original soundtrack. The soundtrack is available on Bandcamp for, I think, for $10, I believe, for this version, the expanded version, and have it all available in FLAC format, which is essentially a very lossless quality. It's the purest way. It's basically like a 100% mastered copy. It's the best copy you're gonna get.
And this soundtrack will consume your life. That's
Yes.
just what happens.
So, if my couch member, Randomize, is here, this is not the question I was gonna. I said to ask, but I'm gonna ask you anyways.
All right.
Because so the conductor, he has this little stick on his arm, and that is actually a conductor arm. If memory serves me correct, my brother is a music major, and he knows that. In order to make a proper conducting stick, it has to be the length of your arm, correct? Like you actually have to have your arm measured.
Those are the really advanced guys who conduct. But naturally, it's 12
Random
to
is
14.
Random is muted on Discord, so if he is saying something, I can't hear him.
Oh,
so,
that's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know if I'm coming out double or not. But the answer is not always. It's actually an average of 12 to 14 inches. But sometimes, depending on how big the orchestra is, it could actually be a little longer. And that's when they tend to measure their arm so they could really see the big orchestra.
Okay. But yeah, that's actually a conducting stick from the conductor because it's a conductor. Oh, random. Okay, never mind. But the amount of care in terms of the music and composition in this is fantastic. Like I said, everything is 100% original. All the lyrics were made specifically for this. And the whole thing is, each thing kind of has songs like this. So if you like hard rock and you like metal and you like puzzler platformers, this is the game for you. And it's only like $5 on Steam. So I hope chat's enjoying it.
Fun fact, I actually did buy this game. Also, fun fact, I actually never played the game yet.
It's a great, it's a great game. I'm not even
I think I saw like 3 minutes of this run before I went and bought the deluxe edition of it.
Yeah,
the first time.
So now we have our second choice of options to end Act 1. We can infuse to give the conductor the strength, or we can extract to reunite the music in the conductor, but we have to give the world the dissonance. Dissonance in this particular game is mostly kind of like the main arch enemy. So when there's conflict, dissonance kind of kicks in. And actually, in a musical sense, Random, can you explain what dissonance is in terms of like a musical concept?
Sorry, I'm like checking every audio because I know we were having problems before.
Oh yeah.
It tends to be dissonance tends to be in musical terms clashing notes. So, for example, one of the best ways we could say dissonance for any music people, if you play a C and a C sharp or a C and a B on a piano, that tends to be dissonance. It's when it's basically take your hands and rub it together, and that's what the audio sounds like.
The same thing kind of applies here, because the people who made this game at Basecamp Games were all essentially musicians. So there's a lot of musical kind of undertones that's all in here, and it's very true to its core. It was also a Kickstarter, one of the biggest for its time. This game came out in 2015, and I think it raised around $500,000 or euros for its time period. So it had a good backing. It's a great game. And kind of, we just finished Act 1. Now you're going to see basically a complete tonal shift in terms of the atmosphere, the colors, and all of that. Like, the palette in this is fantastic. Because you saw how in World 1, it was very kind of cold and somber and lonely. That much felt very much what happened. That echoed kind of the point of the dissonance because of the loss of love between the music and the conductor. With this, in this particular world, essentially the big stone guy whose name I totally forgot was there to help passage, let people pass, let people go through, and he would essentially let you go through based off of your good or bad auras or anything else along those lines. And then one came in, he let in to go to the next area that was so corrupted, so evil, so foul, and as it says, the guy was overtaken, he just basically the guide himself was corrupted. And because of that, he became very angry, he became very aggressive, and didn't really care about the world that was once here. So you're going to see a world that's full of desolate. You're going to see the grass is actually kind of looks rustic. It doesn't look like genuine grass. It looks like a machine grass like that. That's very rustic of flavor. There's nothing here around this area. It's very, very dry, very landed. The grass is very, very, very tall. It's not being maintained. And so what you're going to hear in terms of World 2 here is Mark Jansen of Epica, and that's the only voice you're going to hear, because this is the reason why we have an earlier build, is because of this world right here. Casually, this puzzler here is very, very not fun.
Again, I'm having PTSD flashbacks as we speak.
Yeah. So what you see here is kind of a tutorial mode. You see this kind of purplish lake. That means it's dead. That little thing is there to like basically haunt the lake, or kind of keep the lake safe. If you go on it, that thing is going to find you and very, very quickly get you a game over. So we're going to do that. But we do it so fast that it doesn't bother. But that camera shift basically meant, something's not happening. And so what we're going to do is do everything that's not part of the intended path. I didn't turn properly. That has happened before. So, make sure I do this right here. There we go. And again, this is not in any way, shape, or form the intended path. You're going to see my character kind of stop for a second and hear this weird kind of like throat sounds like that. And then there's this white orb that's there. The white orb is essentially in casual playthrough to help you solve more puzzles and to help you kind of progress further in the game. You'll see what it does in World 4, but for right now, we're going to skip right through it. And so what's going to happen here is we're going to go all the way over here. We're going to fly, keep on flying, dashing our way up this tall little stoop area. Make sure that's right, and then we're going to... Nope, okay, I went too far. I didn't go far enough, sorry. Yeah, and then we're going to go onto this section here. And then for some odd reason, when we go down here, it triggers the end of the level. So, that was found because Random Pink Bunny, I believe, was running this and had an earlier build and didn't realize that it would never update it, and randomly stumbled upon this. So what you're seeing here is the game thinks you completed it and got this ending, but in reality, we never actually went to find any of Lindsay Schoolcraft's characters who were the shaman. There are 4 shamans in this particular area that all try to convince the guy to, take care of itself, and like it happens, accidents happen and stuff like that. And then actually what happened was the guy got really super overtaken, and then basically just said, no, we're just going to destroy the world here. And so that ends World 2. On to World 3. Now, this is why I actually brought Randomize in. I'm gonna bring the audio up a little bit, because sometimes this audio is a little soft. So this has a time signature of 7-4, if I'm correct. This entire level is 7-4. Now, the great thing about this world is it's the most platform heavy of the entire speedrun. Once we get to the actual rhythm, I'm gonna let random here basically explain time signatures and why 7-4 is such a thing. And that's why I pulled Random in here. I said, Random, I'm gonna pull you in here to ask you one question. It has nothing to do with video games.
I'm so glad I went to 5 to 6 years of college for music just to come in and give a music lesson during a speed run.
We got a second for a donation here.
Yeah, totally.
So we have a donation from newish_Vesper, and it says, love this game. Also, what's up, Vesper? Thanks for showing off this awesome game. Can't wait for more Star Ocean. Smiley face.
Is that Keemstar?
I'm surprised I haven't seen it in chat yet.
Oh, you just wait. Currently making 10 other Twitch accounts just to say that.
All right. So this is where random takes it on over. I'll
So
let
what
him
was the
listen for a
original
little bit.
question again?
So, I think this is 7/8. So if you want to explain essentially time signatures.
Actually, one, two, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I know I'm out of sync with the stream. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is in actual 7/8. So when you're looking at a time signature, your common time signature is a 4/4, and basically what it means, the number on the top is telling you how many beats are in one measure, while the number on the bottom is telling you what the beat is. So, for a really good example, the 4 on the bottom, you would think in fourths. So, 4 is a quarter of a whole note, so 4 quarters. And then you have a 4 on top, so it's telling you 4 quarters will fill up a measure. For this one, we're in 7/8. So, if you listen closely, you can really, really feel it. You can feel it in the guitar. So it's actually,
This is in 4.
yeah, this is in 4. So you can feel that. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I may be out of sync, but so when it's in 7/8, that means there will be 7 beats in the measure, and the 8 represents that it will be an 8th note. So you can kind of do the math. What's half of 4 is 8. So if 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8, if you put the 8th notes all together, it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which we will never count like that. But 7/8 really create that anticipation, that uneasiness, because you're very used to that nice rhythm 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas 7/8, it's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm emphasizing on certain ones because our good old conductor buddy, if he was still in this game, you would see him beating at the 1, the 3, and the 5. So it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's pretty much when you hear 7/8, you kind of feel that rhythm of the bop 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 bop. So there you go. There's your music lesson. Now you can
Nice,
go
thank you.
brag to people, tell them you know your new Snapple fact and music, and enjoy.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Everybody in
not
chat,
sponsored.
you need to swing by the Discord to pick up your accreditation in music theory.
All right, so that one spiral section, obviously you're not supposed to do that. Why was that thing dead center? You've been doing it so much lately. That is such a really, really hard thing to do because you can. Uh-oh. I'm gonna take this as a safety. I think I messed up. Yeah. Okay. So that in that circle, that spiral that I was going in, it's very, very sensitive. One wrong move and you fall down the whole thing. Where did I go? Oh, okay. And while we're theoretically supposed to be doing some of this, because you can see how the game kind of put these sections here for you, we're also not doing it the right way because we've missed a lot of different cutscenes explaining. Oh, I did it again. Why am I doing that so much now? All right, fine. A bunch of different sections that basically kind of lead up to more stuff that's happening. Also, I didn't say this, but at the beginning of this world, if you look closely, like I was like breathing heavily, and I gave a giant sigh of relief. The game has a random tendency to crash, like right there. I don't know why. It just randomly does. So some of this stuff, if memory serves me correct, playing this casually, because I haven't played this casually in a hot minute, is like right here, we're easily out of bounds. We're not supposed to be here at all. But there were some spots that kind of like build like scenery that you can exploit. And again, listen to this amazing, beautiful orchestra music. It's all, none of it is MIDI. All of it was recorded analog. I've been trying to find sheet music. Hi. Also, there are random invisible death traps throughout this entire world. That was one of them. Sometimes it's hard to pinpoint where they're at because, yeah.
It's really nice that this game doesn't make you hit triggers like in a lot of places, and it'll just assume that you hit those triggers if you go past them.
Yeah. So we'll try this again. If we have any other donations or speeches, this would be a good time.
I mean, I can definitely give you a speech about this amazing charity that we're raising money for today.
Yeah.
All right, we are raising money for RAD, or Rise Above the Disorder, that is providing people with access to mental health treatment as well as funding to help them out if they are not able to afford their treatment. And you can find out more about that at urrad.org. And if you'd like to give to this wonderful organization, just type !donate in chat.
So we're going to reload here because the game, if we didn't, the game wouldn't think we're here. So we have to load for these pipes to kind of go through. Basically go off and say, oh, no, we here. If we reload, the game just assumes we did everything like it's supposed to. So I forget what this is actually called in terms of, like, I know Ratchet and Clank has this. I know how...
Yeah, they're like grind rails.
Yeah. And I forgot the order, but we'll find we'll be all right.
Also reminds me a bit of like the Excite Bites from Battletoads.
Yeah.
One thing that I think is actually amazing, I don't know if
Yo.
you all notice this, the fact that they bring the guitars back and it looks like you're riding on like cool light up strings right at the same time. Like the fact that they orchestrated it, that it looks like you're going down strings right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty freaking awesome. Not gonna lie.
Oh, I went too far ahead. It's fine though. Because I'm supposed to do it here.
Yeah, there are a lot of little touches in this game that are just so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would make a sequel.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're pretty much done here. So this is essentially kind of like an auto scroller in a sense. And so there's that. That all is taken care of. That boss fight is taken care of. And this is the Sun Brother, who is voiced by Tony Kakko. If you're a metalhead, you may recognize that name. You also may recognize the band that he's from called Sonata Arctica. I'm trying my hardest, to explain all of this. We missed Margiana Dimitris from Tistania, and we're going to see Elise Ride from Amaranth here in a minute. So the story of this world essentially is you have a brother and a sister who love their father. Their father essentially has a sudden passing, and there was no will on who was supposed to be the next to the throne. The Sun Brother, because of how things normally work, thinks, okay, well, I should be the next heir because traditionally kings and stuff like that, and then the Moon Goddess, the Moon Sister, also thinks that she's heir to the throne because, if memory serves, she was the firstborn, and they have this giant squabble, and eventually that's when the dissonance comes into play because they can't figure out who actually wins or not. So the Moon Sister takes the underworld. Now, if you know anything about puzzler platformers, you know when you go underwater, it's never a fun time. Water levels are never a fun time. But don't worry, because I have a trick up my sleeve, and that was not the trick. So we're going to go through here as we normally do. We're going to fly down this way. And again, this is all normal, but essentially what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take those green posts, green plants, and jump on them to kind of give you direction. But if the game will let me, there we go. We're going to go over here. Can I see? Okay, yeah. There we go. All right. And we're going to fly down to this section right here because for some odd reason, the game just wants to load here. And we skip a beautiful, beautiful section with another song from Eileen's Ride. So, naturally, we run into another boss fight. This is our buddy the fish. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to jump on these things 10 times each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to immediately jump away because if you notice, it got stuck there. So anytime it gets stuck in these particular sections, I went the wrong way, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that one actually got hit because I delayed it a little bit. And see, you see, when you get hit, it really lags you. So you naturally don't want to get hit. It's not necessarily for the damage as much as it is. It's just very laggy. And then we just kind of jump on this. Now the fish takes damage from all of this. This is an any percent run. Oh. Okay, good. So when you fall, because you can't avoid being hit. You can't avoid that. So you can actually fall into the purple rivers and die and have to do the whole fight again. And that's no fault of your own. It was just bad positioning. And so that is
I'm pretty
Eileen's
sure
Ride.
this is an any run.
It's an any run, yes.
In order to save money for the charity, we decided to forego any of the percent signs.
So now we have roughly a 5-ish minute cutscene. Beautiful song. It's a beautiful duet between Eileen's Ride and Tony Kakko, kind of squabbling back and forth on who deserves to have the right power of the throne. Once again, our job as being the Karma Keeper is to listen to both sides of the argument and figure out what we believe is the best decision for that world.
If any of you out there have siblings, you'll remember this argument as who gets the front seat in the car.
Yeah.
Welcome, sister. Certainly it seems it's been a while since we found ourselves here.
Yes, my brother. It seems time has divided us. It is good to feel the breeze of the air.
I won't ask for your intentions, but you don't seem to have changed. Are you still not prone to reason?
I need to make a donation incentive to start singing this. Get my vocal range back.
Man, if you don't do it, I might do it myself.
There we go.
It's still in my range.
Yeah. And so now it wants us to make a decision. So we get 2 decisions. We're going to distract the Moon Sister and let the bird goddess capture her, or we're going to go all the way over here and infuse to blast the bird goddess out. And you'd think we want to go to that one because it's actually closer, but no. Mostly because if we do this with the earlier build that we have, we still have control of our character right now. So when you look in the very, very, very far background, you'll see the Karma Keeper slowly start moving around in certain spots. But right now, yes, I still have control of my character. See, further point, you can see it on the edge where I'm going in circles. So there are 2 Karma Keepers on screen right now. Because the game doesn't realize that I still have control. This is important for what we're about to do, so I have to position myself correctly. Hi, fishy. Come here. I can actually make the sound effect of me jumping too. And I'm close to where I need to be.
We gotta figure out a way to do this game like a Rocky Horror Picture Show screening, where we just have people performing it on stage and somebody else is playing it.
Oh, that would be awesome. And the other cool thing about each one of these is when you go to these final levels, they do actually give you a nice kind of visual of what the world looks like. And every character is so unique. Every world is so unique. I love the design of each individual character in this. Only because they're so true to form, but it's such an original. You're never gonna see any type of design like that out there besides Karmaflow. About right here. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction. Uh-oh. Where did I go? Okay. Oh, yeah. Your controls are somewhat inverted, too, because of the angle. All right. There we go. So I put myself right here. So we're going to wait for this. We're going to infuse to basically help her, and then there it goes. I was in a bad spot. Huh. Interesting. And that ends World 3. The first part of Act 2. We let the Sun Brother win because it's a little bit faster. Fun fact, if you want to know how to get the proper ending, buy the soundtrack and listen to the soundtrack, because each ending, each part that's in the soundtrack matches what the proper ending is. So, this is my favorite thing about this world. So we end up winning. We're like, okay, we're gonna end up taking over the world because that's what the Karma Keeper decides. So what does the Sun Brother do? Trap his sister in a prison-based bubble. And if that wasn't enough, either we're gonna put her in a cell as well. So my question simply, first question, is she in the bubble indefinitely? And then why is this person stalking the Sun Brother? Why are you just like creepily just looking at what's happening? So many weird things. That's why I want a sequel. Only because I want to know if the Moon Sister gets out of there. Not because I want more heavy metal music. Not because I want more goth music. Not because I believe Devin Townsend deserves a video game. No, I just want to make sure that the Moon Sister survived.
You know, Midnight only likes music-based games if they're also card games.
Yes. Did I miss the Dragon Force camera? No, you did. That is actually in World 1. Is actually Mark Hudson, who is the lead singer of Dragon Force. So yes, Dragon Force is actually in this game, as well as Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth, who you're going to hear in a little bit, battling against Simone Simmons from Epica.
Hey, I just want to say real quick, thank you for having me here. It's fun giving a little music lesson. But I do got to run and do some background tech stuff, so good luck on the rest of the run.
No problem. Thank you so much for all that you've done on the couch.
Of course.
Yep. So, again, if you look at the world here, it's non-existent. You can see it's very humid. It's a very kind of like desert-based area. You know, and that kind of echoes with the the heart and the brain, I think is it. And I think it's the name of the song. Sadly, I think that's the heaviest song in this, and we completely skip it. So if you ever get a chance to go into YouTube and type in like Karmaflow the Heart and listen to it, and it's such a good heavy song. Like
And
I
again,
wish
the
I
game is only like $5 on Steam right now.
yeah. Yeah, it's like permanently $5. It's worth the $5. If you're a fan of you're a fan of indie games and puzzler platformers, you will absolutely love this game. Oh, I went to the wrong section. There we go. You don't see a lot of the really, really good puzzles in here because we actually found ways to get past them, but you'll see a couple that we solve pretty much very, very, very quickly. It is such a very unique game that I always encourage people to, if you have an extra $5 every now and then, pick it up and try it. Because, like I said earlier, this is a game that you probably will not find something similar to it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wait on the bottom right hand for that to vanish so we can load. And we're going to basically spawn us at the low spot, which is a little bit closer to where we need to be for this next particular section. So we're going to wait for it to load, and then... And if you notice, there's the white orb down there. Right? Remember when I talked early in the run that it kind of helps you solve puzzles and stuff? So this is the puzzle we're looking at. There it is. So we got to collect a couple of these orbs to go ahead and solve this particular puzzle to open up kind of the underworld of this area. I'm going to take this a little bit safe. Because sometimes it's been a little bit funky. I'm going to go over here. We're going to drain from that. I'm going to go all the way down here. We're going to put that there. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and do that. So we grab that and put that back up. Actually, yeah, I did that wrong, actually, I think. I did. So I need to grab that. And then put that there. There. All right. See, I did it wrong because I'm supposed to have 4 orbs instead of 2. I've only done that one other time before. And then we're going to glide down here. And again, this is kind of like the really only puzzle area really you'll see in the run. Because World 2 has a lot of puzzles in it. But we skipped World 2. The game. So again, the game wanted me to double jump there when I only hit the jump button once. So there we go. Then we're going to go here.
Graffy Taffy, thank you for the raid. Really appreciate that.
Hey, yeah. There we go. Awesome. We're going to jump here. Then, now you can kind of jump up to these stairs here from where you're at earlier, but marathon safe, and it is a little bit of a tricky spot too. So we're gonna go all the way over here, pick up our last one. I got stuck there. That's fine. So you're gonna see that down there with those colors and stuff, like the green, red, and I believe blue. So those would be a puzzle. That would be a nice big puzzle, but naturally we're gonna end up skipping it. So we're gonna dump all that down. This is where it gets fun. So a lot of the stuff that happened here was from Random Pink Bunny, who discovered a lot of the glitches here. And this was one that was just completely randomly found, just like everything else. So we're going to go all the way over here. And we're going to dash our way through. And pretty much we are 100% out of bounds now. As you can see, this is not the intended path. There's another world down there we're going to jump into in a second. But once we kind of get past this little tiny dash, we're going to go back inbounds. But yeah. Any donations, anything else along those lines, Cammy?
Let me check real quick, but I can definitely tell, especially since we've got Raiders in here, that we are raising money for RAD, or Rise Above the Disorder, which is helping to provide mental health treatments for those who would not otherwise have access or be able to afford their own treatment. So you can do that by going to the link I just activated in chat, or if you missed that link, typing !donate in chat. It is a very, very good cause.
Where I stop there is actually very important because it helps makes me not aware of where I'm supposed to be going. So I'm going to take the death intentionally here. And I actually don't know where it's going to spawn me, actually. Because I think it actually is going to spawn me way, way, way far back. Because that's where the last save point was. Yep. So we got to do that whole thing again. Because somehow I messed up my location. Which you can easily see you can do because... You know. Oh, okay. That's all been taken care of already. Oh, well. If you have any other donations, you are more than welcome to read them. Any other news?
Yeah, let's talk about our wonderful hosts here. You're watching the RBG Gold Rush Speedrun charity stream. It's an event by RBG Esports. Founded in 2018, RBG has been rising up in the world of esports, from Rocket League to Counter-Strike, Hearthstone to Smash. RBG Esports is a name you won't forget in esports universe. Now, with the addition of this event, RBG Esports is entering the world of speedrunning. If you're interested in being a part of a new esports section of RGB, please join the Discord with !Discord. Which,
All right.
drop that in chat right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's always the big problem with kind of going out of bounds. Is if you don't put yourself in the right spot, sometimes it can mess you up a little bit, and that's fine. I also believe that we have some bid wars going on right now.
We do have some bid wars going on. We have a few of them. Just pull this into the backup here. We have the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon team name with such options as Speedrun, Rat, RGB, RBG. Those are definitely ones that you want to get in there for. And my personal favorite for the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is the player name, the partner name. And we have Clodor, which I feel like has to be the one that wins. So I would like to see people donating for Clodor.
There we go. Okay. Like I said, you see how it was like just a little bit off and it just didn't trigger? So what it does is it triggers the end of the world, which puts you into essentially World 5 or Epilogue. This is not a world we're supposed to be in. You can see because now this is what the beginning of the game kind of looked like, but it looks a little bit more chaotic. That's because we're basically in the creation world, and you'll see that here in a minute. We're going to face off what's known as the Creator and the Destroyer. So, ooh, that was close. So you can see the gears here. They kind of all tell you we need to go. Oh, I didn't float. This area is a little bit tricky because it's a little bit timed. So there is a little bit of timing to this. Ooh, I thought I wasn't gonna make that.
I like to think of this area as being like the nothing from Neverending Story.
Yeah. It also has one of the scariest points in the game for me. Not necessarily because like the trick's harder, But you'll see. Also, I didn't mention that in World 4, we did get the ability to have this extra boost. So it gives us the ability to boost. And I'm going to safety save just in case. So I'm going to jump here. Yoink. And then we're going to go ahead and go this way. We're supposed to go the other way, but if we do this right, it'll just boost us right where we need to go. It saves us a little bit of time. It's a little risky, but it pays off in the long run of things. And then we're going to go this way. Have to be a little bit careful there, only because like if you accidentally double jump there, or if your positioning just a little bit off, you're not going to get this next section. So I'm going to wait for that to kind of disappear on the right. We're going to double jump. And then we're going to wait a little bit longer. And then we're going to dash. So you see that little bottom crevice right here? So we're going to land here intentionally. And then we're going to boost up and double jump and dash, which puts us right up here. And we're going to go to this big area, and then we're going to layer a boost basically right around the middle. It didn't boost me. That's new. Okay, we're going to do this, and we're going to jump once, and then let kind of gravity take hold. Okay, and then we're going to double jump as well. You see that those little red things in the distance? Well, that's actually a platform. So we're going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. You see that thing happen on the left? That gets us to this world called Judgment. Judgment. Oh wow, that's a nice raid there. Judgment is a auto scroller. Is a 2D auto scroller based on a 3D realm. So what you'll notice here is it's a 2D. It looks 2D, but it's actually 3D. So you can fall off the cliff here. Now the other hard part is these blocks are on a timer. But they appear and disappear at random times, and you occasionally get invisible walls too. What you're gonna see here in a little bit is that sometimes you will not see where the actual block is. Like right there, you're barely able to see it. All right, and we're gonna go over here. You can still see my character moving back and forth on the 3D plane here. This one's always the trickiest. I think I went too far. Yeah, I went too far. I went way too far. Yeah, that one's always the hardest one, only because you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going, and you're just hoping that you just mentally remember where it is. Now the problem is, if I actually got to the end of that song, which we were close, then if I was falling, it would have triggered the cutscene would have triggered regardless. So even if you don't do anything here at the end of it, the song will continue on, and you'll get added into the cutscene. Problem is, you can't just like stand here and be like, oh, I'm not going to do anything, because once these things vanish, then you're gone. And my timing's off a little bit, which is fine.
It almost looked like you had enough time to float to the other platform before you fell.
If I knew where it was, yeah. There you go. All right, and then there's the last one. Okay, we're good. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can do it here. Oh, it's like right there. Ah! That was the last note. That was the last note. Oh, man, I could have gotten it. I could have shown you what I was talking about. Oh, man. Ah! It's fine, though. For the content. For the content. How's everyone doing? How's chat?
I mean, if you're not absolutely adoring this soundtrack, Chad, I don't know what to say.
I'm forgetting it's like right there. Like I have to headbang, and I have to figure out where everything is. Oh, okay, there we go. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer here because I'm a little bit ahead, which is fine. All right, there we go. That's
And
better.
reminder, if you did miss the first half of this and you want to go back and watch it, this should be botted up on the YouTube channel, so you can go over there and subscribe to that to check out the VODs.
And see, there's World 3. Also, Simone Simmons was part of this ISIS project, where she kind of got to know how with all these individuals. This is Danny Filth. Those are all of my dead runs, by the way. All the times that I've died in the speedrun. That's every single one of them. And that's Danny Filth of the band Cradle of Filth. The female is Simone Simmons of Epica. She is the destroyer. Danny Filth is the creator. So chat real fast while I have a chance to. Simone or Danny? Or more so, destroyer or creator? One of the other. Hopefully the delay is good enough. Let's see if chat has anything to say.
Watching chat.
Yeah. Okay, so we got one for destroyer.
Also, if you really want to make your vote count, you can donate with whatever you want as well. Second for Destroyer.
Destroyer. Looks like we're going Destroyer. I have one more trick, which with the way the game's playing, it may not work. One more thing I have to do. It's so simple, but the game decides occasionally to be like, nah, we're not going to do it. It's right here. So, I'm going to jump. And then wait for my character to look that way, and then we're good. All right. So that's pretty much at the end of the game. Looks like we're going to go Destroyer end. Time will be when the cutscene starts. I'll go ahead and let you know. But time is coming up. All right. So the reason why I asked creator or destroyer is you can choose whichever ending you want to. If you want to destroy the world or you want to basically resurrect everything, but you all want to go with Simone Simmons. You ready? And time. That is Karmaflow, the rock opera video game. I was about to say Karmaflow, the rock opera speed game.
It's looking like we're going to be right around 102.
Over. That's fine. That's fine.
It's 101.43.
101.43. Nice. All right. Well, real quick, we'll go ahead and get a couple things. Thank you all so very much for watching, tuning in. I highly encourage you all, if you like this, please speedrun it, or please buy the game. And if you're really interested to speedrun it, you can speedrun it. If there's anyone that knows a lot about speed games, as much as I hate saying it, I would like to find a way if we can skip the cutscenes. I love the music. I adore the music, but it is a giant chunk of the game, sadly. So if anyone's interested in trying to find a way to skip cutscenes, that'd be fantastic. All right, so thanks to shout outs to Random Pink Bunny and Seductive Spatula, who basically really helped route this game. Great individuals. If you're interested in running this game, you can follow me on twitch.tv/midnight_vesper. My Discord link is all there and stuff like that. Or you can go on the speedrun, or you can go on the speedrun forums and find the forums there. There is no Discord right now because basically I'm the only one that kind of runs this anymore. So I would love to see more individuals run it. You do have to down patch, which I can help teach you. I can help guide you on how to down patch it. But I would love to have more individuals learn this game and run this game. It's a very quick speedrun. It's a very intense speedrun with the little cutscenes as individual messages in there. It's a super fun game. It's super cheap, only $5 on Steam permanently. That is not a sale weekend sale. It is a permanent $5 game. I'd encourage. I would love to see more games like this. I know there's one called Of Bird and Cage. It's not. It's a heavy metal Life is Strange style game, but there's that as well. But that will do it. I know we're a little bit behind schedule, so I'm going to go ahead and quickly kind of sign off and see how quick we can get back on schedule. Thank you also very, very much. Support Rad, please. And if you don't have any money, that's fine. You can help so much by sharing it with your friends on social media, hitting that host button on Twitch, following RBG Esports, following at URRAD, doing whatever you can to support Rad in any way, shape, or form. That will do it all for me. Thank you also very much. You have a fantastic evening, and I will look forward to seeing you all throughout the entire weekend.
Thank you so much. And we got an excellent Bubsy 3D run coming up next. So be sure to stick around for that. And I am off for a while, and I'll be back later tonight.